Hello again, Ross Eckert. I'm just thinking about something somebody told me earlier this week, and it brought back some memories. See, they saw me carrying this flag while I was walking along the highway, and they stopped particularly to talk to me. And he called me a standard bearer. And I got to thinking about all the parades I've seen or been in, and I got to thinking about when I was in the Army, we'd be marching in formation with the flag at front of us at special ceremonies. And you see the flag at veterans' funerals all across this great country of ours. And it reminds me of the sacrifices our troops have made, not only now but in times past. I think of the Revolutionary War when the flag was first introduced. I think of the Civil War, where for a time it was only on one side, and Abraham Lincoln made it happen to where it was for all of us again. I think of World War I, World War II, the Spanish War. I think of Teddy Roosevelt going up San Juan Hill with a flag not too far from him. I think of those soldiers on Iwo Jima who raised the flag after they won the battle. I think of the Vietnam War and how our troops were disgraced when they came home, where they spit on and looked down upon because they went and stood for their country. At least, even though it might have been a wrong war, they were there for the right reasons, most of them anyway. I think of Grenada, the troops that went down to help that little country. I think of the first Gulf War when Iraq invaded Kuwait for the oil, and how we went in there and pulled that country back from the brink of disaster. We got Saddam Hussein out of there, and again, the American flag and the American ideals were there. I think of this war on terrorism, and I also think of 9/11, how the flag stood tall even after that huge disaster that was man-made. I think of how that flag at that point in time drew people together because of the symbolism of it. The symbolism of the freedom that it stands for, the principles that it stands for, the American way of life that it stands for, the values of the American way of life, the values of you and I. And I think of the Iraqi war here in the last few years. This is a standard of freedom. And we carried it over there to help give the Iraqi people freedom from Saddam Hussein. Now, there are those who say we shouldn't have gone in there, and there are those who say we should have. But I myself, the only thing I care about is the standard and the values of freedom that this flag stands for. I think of the war in Afghanistan and the war against terrorism, how our standard of freedom through this flag is over there. This flag is ingrained in me as it should be ingrained in every person in America. And when that man called me a standard bearer because I carry the American flag, that gives me a sense of pride, because this flag means more to anything other than God and my family. That's why I carry this flag. And if I'm to be a standard bearer, I'm asking you, the American people, to rally around me on my walk to D.C. Let us come together in peace and understanding that even though we may disagree on some things, that we do not disagree on the important things, that we are all Americans. You know, President Obama said not too long ago that we cannot look to the future. or excuse me, we cannot look to the past, but we must look to the future. Well, in my view, we must look to the past and the principles that our founding fathers put forth in the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights. We must look in the past to the principles of our founding fathers and what this flag stands for. It stands for freedom, freedom of choice, freedom of religion, freedom of to own a gun, freedom to speak, and freedom to stand up and say what we mean and what we believe in. And I believe for the first time in many years, and probably ever, we were faced with a situation in our country where our freedoms are being eroded one by one. And it's been going on for, I'd say, 50 years. And I think it's time that we as an American people start standing up and fight the socialism that is starting to become a part of American way of life. Socialism has been tried before, and isn't that what we fought against when we for the Cold War? You can look around the world today and you can see socialism, and it doesn't work. It works for a few at the top, but not for the people at the bottom. And that's why, I guess, if I'm to be a standard bearer, I'm very proud of that. And I hope you don't rally around me, but you rally around the American flag in my walk to D.C. Please meet me in D.C. If you're interested in my walk, if you want to keep track of where I'm at, please go to Woodsman 119 in YouTube and watch more videos as I walk. Leave your comments. Please email me at woodsman6119@yahoo.com. Send me your concerns. I want to hear your voices. I want to hear your voice in particular. I want to know what you think. And please, whatever you think, just thank God for America. And God bless you, and God bless America.